FatTok. A FatTok is a rotund, larger friend within a social group that always eats too much and often orders the most food when eating out. Yeah, that was from Urban Dictionary. Couldn't find a technical term for FatTok, but it is a thing. And I thought I would just start with that definition because FatTok is a proudly used hashtag used by fat and proud fat people on TikTok.
I hate. Wait. I'm done hating. Today is love.
And it's a little different, but on this channel we like different, so you know what time it is. It's another fat chick video, FatTok edition. This video is sponsored by me because when you get sponsors, they tell you what you can or can't say, and I personally don't like that. So my protein donut company will be sponsoring today's video along with my workout programs. A free way to support this channel is by hitting the subscribe button and leaving a comment. And did you know that I have a second channel? Subscribe to it! Okay. Let's start. Hashtag FatTok is a very popular hashtag with over 85 million views on TikTok. As you can imagine, many people in the fat acceptance community love to hashtag FatTok. And in this FatTok community, they do a trend called What I Eat in a Day. We all know what that is, but there is a little twist. They title their What I Eat in a Day videos as What I Eat in a Day as a Fat Person.
Hi friends and haters, this is what I eat in a day as a fat person, eating whatever I want because I can.
It's very catchy, just flows all together.
What I eat in a day as a fat bitch who very controversially doesn't give a fuck that she's fat.
This type of What I Eat in a Day video, according to them, is their way of fighting back against diet culture, because most of What I Eat in a Day videos like to broadcast healthier type foods. But to many people in the body positive community and the fat talker community, these type of videos that show healthier foods are very harmful, which I disagree. And I can also agree. Some can be harmful if they are promoting weird detoxes that make you diarrhea for days or reducing calories extremely low. But because a lot of fitness commentary influencers call that type of behavior out publicly, I see many regular people know that that type of content and that type of practices aren't the best and can lead you right into a not so healthy eating disorder or just on the toilet. Recent years, I see many people from the body positive or the fat positive community pointing out that if What I Eat in a Day videos even include something like counting calories, it's harmful, and I can disagree with that. As someone who overeats and would eat large portions and didn't know how much I was eating, calorie counting saved me from being obese. I use a word that they say is very harmful. I'll make sure to use the word that they absolutely love. Fat. Sorry everyone. But apparently something as little as counting calories is not acceptable for many people in this very accepting body positive movement and the FatTok community. Even BuzzFeed positively promoted these type of What I Eat in a Day videos. People have been flipping What I Eat in a Day TikToks to be anti-diet, and I was immediately hooked. These TikToks usually promote dieting and restrictions, but some content creators are adding a body positive twist. Many of the videos center around calorie counting, weight loss, or niche dieting fads. Those videos have been rightly critiqued by dietitians and eating disorder experts for promoting restriction. Lately though, people on TikTok have been flipping the script. There's been a growing collection of videos with captions like What I Eat in a Day as a fat person who doesn't want to lose weight, or What I Eat in a Day in recovery, or What I Eat in a Day as an intuitive eater, which all is fine. I just find the first one very funny. A way to fight anti-diet, taking a stand, and eating a lot of food. Instead of showing a curated and, in quotes, clean array of foods, the people making these videos eat whatever they want. And it's pretty much the exact opposite of the clean What I Eat in a Day videos. So instead of green drinks, weird detox teas, and a tiny bowl of oatmeal, which never fills me up by the way, none of the traditional What I Eat in a Day videos fill me up at all. Thought I'd put that in there. But instead of all of that, you get people eating extremely high calorie foods, extremely deep greasy fried foods, and pretty much whatever their very high visceral fat hearts desire. There's no moralizing of their choices, no calorie counting. Oh no, not that. Trisha regularly posts What I Eat in a Day videos. They just seem so free. Okay, girl. Trisha is on the ever spiraling roller coaster of gaining and losing weight. She has expressed that she doesn't like it. She's constantly trying to lose weight, promotes a scam of a company called BoomBod, and is always posting those extremely triggering and scary before and after pictures. Who wrote this? Lauren Struppygill. That's funny that she included Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas promotes and supposedly does some very unhealthy diets to lose weight. So That's a funny joke, Lauren. So I just find it interesting that these people find anything that makes them uncomfortable or feel bad as damaging. And Trisha Paytas eating videos are comfortable. And it's funny how they talk about the clean versions of What I Eat in a Day videos that can do something as count calories, and they classify them as toxic, triggering, or promoting something that is unhealthy, aka diet culture. And once again, some of them are toxic. You know, like the post about Boombot that Trisha Paytas says that she uses that helps her lose weight. That's a pretty good example. Nope, that's not toxic. Counting calories is. Got it. A lot of these people in this community and just people in general don't really have a middle ground. It's either What I Eat in a Day videos are completely toxic if they're talking about health and slightly lowering their calories. It's seen as triggering. No in between, doesn't matter. But someone can post eating copious amounts of food in one sitting and then it's not triggering to anyone. I think they forgot a certain eating disorder that they always love to just kick out the door. BED, binge eating disorder. This would trigger many binge eaters who want to binge eat. I don't know how many times I would be watching Scooby-Doo and they'd be eating all that food. You know what my ass would do? My fat ass would walk onto the kitchen and try to mimic exactly what they were eating. But if binge eaters say anything, then we're hating, or we just get ignored, or we're my favorite, fat phobic. And that's their safe space, and then we should go to our own safe space. But then we post in our safe space, and then someone else from that community comes into our safe space and says, "You're triggering me." Just happened. Some chick was really upset that some dude lost weight, posted before and after pictures, and then she was upset about it.
It's one thing if you're making healthier choices for your body, you're eating a variety of foods, you're eating intuitively and practicing joyful movement, and you happen to lose weight. But it's completely different when you are losing weight and specifically associating it with weight loss.
Is it really so hard to mind your own fucking business?
We're gonna talk about it whenever we talk about it. It's a huge double standard. I notice if a thin person talks about their diet and what they eat in a day and it's healthier foods, then it's damaging. If a fat woman on Instagram posts what she eats in a day, it's comforting, empowering, body positive. I call it a load of shit. I just wanted to say that because I want to be dramatic. And I also have to say that I do notice, not so much anymore, but before, beautiful, skinny women or just fit men in general would be online and just do a huge ass mukbang. We've all seen those 30,000 calorie challenges and those odd challenges, and they do it. Everyone's like, yeah, smash it. And then a fat person is just eating and everyone's like, what are you doing? You fatty? Why are you eating? You are fat. Please don't do that. You're promoting obesity. So I see that double standard there. I can say that I see that double standard, but the other group cannot say that they see the double standard in them saying that What I Eat in a Day videos that do something like count calories or try to eat healthier food is damaging and triggering, but then the other extreme is perfectly fine. It's a little hypocritical, right? Am I just crazy? Am I insane? Yes to both of those, but I'm also right. It's hypocritical. The best example that I absolutely love to bring up is the Blair Walnut video when she said she eats 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day, makes sure to drink water, shares her high-calorie food with friends, and tries to eat mostly veggies and protein with healthy carbs. And everyone flipped out, screaming diet culture like Demi Lovato at the Froyo shop for having a diet cookie in the front of their store. And the best part is that I openly and proudly do most of the things Blair said she did in the video, and you all applauded and even thanked me. But apparently I'm not skinny enough to be triggering. Thank you. I do go for the more va-va-boom look. But I thought it was really funny. That was a clear example of the people of the internet freaking out because a skinny person did it. There is an ongoing trend that if anyone who is not fat does What I Eat in a Day video and it's healthy food, it's toxic, causes body dysmorphia, and promotes diet culture and eating disorders. But the same people say all of that, don't say anything to this. So I thought it would be fun to show you guys that sometimes I do eat like a fat talker. So instead of just a whole video completely raging on fat talk, like you guys who slid into my DMs wanted me to do, constructively criticize in the beginning of this video, and then for this half of the video, I will give you examples of how I eat like a TikToker sometimes, and then how I get right back into my normal routine. Hopefully this will help bingers, because before, when I was still kind of getting out of that binge cycle, I would have a day of eating, and then that day of eating would still like trickle down into everything else. So I'll make sure to include little tips, showing me having fun, enjoying enjoying food because I do love to enjoy food. I cannot stand when I hear a lot of facts. It doesn't have anything to do with me, but I personally do not agree with fitness people saying
food is just fuel. You can't enjoy food. Food is not fun.
Bitch. I have tons of fun with food, especially when that food is at Disneyland and it's Christmas time. Oh yeah, pack your bags. I'm taking you to Disneyland. Hello, little fur children. Why do you have your suitcases out? When I said let's go, I meant you guys are getting boarded and humans are going to Disneyland. So we gotta board ya. Let's go. So y'all know the drill. We dropped the pups off at the boarding facility. Yoshi is pretty fine because she loves human interaction, but Butters is scared of new people, so they wrapped him in a blanket. I guess it helps. And off to the happiest place on earth. What the? Anyway, so this time we stayed at the Paradise Pier Hotel, and it's way cheaper than the Grand California, and then made our way down to downtown Disney to eat my first meal, a craft burger at Blacktop for their super special burger called the Greg Norman, a half-pound Wagyu beef burger, house buttermilk dill blue cheese, topped with arugula, lettuce, tomato, pickle, and fries. We also got a side of sweet potato fries, sorry, Bob Belcher.
New trendy place, and they all serve dumb trendy sweet potato fries.
Me and my boyfriend, like all the food you'll see, split it, and while eating I was thinking, no wonder we fat as hell in the US. The portion of the sweet potato fries was huge. The portions in general are pretty big. And we didn't finish all of the fries, but I definitely finished the burger and told my boyfriend we are definitely coming back. Now time for Disney and some rides.
It's Christmas time in the city.
The crowds weren't too bad and we got there by 2 p.m. The first ride was Thunder Mountain, then Space Mountain, Haunted Mansion, and the Pumpkin King and his lady graced us with their presents. I even saw Black Santa. Yes! Black Santa. I knew he was real. I don't know what my parents were talking about when I was little. You heard it here, guys. Santa is black.
Wow, you're Santa.
I'm black as hell.
And guys, because it was cold, Splash Mountain had no wait. And this time I was ready. I had waterproof makeup, and this time no bag on head. Nope, we came prepared with ponchos. And it protected me and I stayed perfectly just adorable in my Ross outfit. Then I spotted cookies and I walked up preparing to buy all the pretty cookies, but first I had a gut check. I actually wasn't craving it. It was more of my eyes wanting it because it was very pretty. And my goal was to only eat things that I really wanted instead of just eating everything in sight. So instead of getting the cookies, we went on Winnie the Pooh where there was practically no line, and this time it didn't break down on us and make us sit there for about 30 minutes. After Winnie the Pooh and more walking around, I was actually pretty hungry and wanted a break from all the people and tiny children. So we headed to the Grand California, and on the way there I passed it by the cutest macaroon station and got a few flavors, then went to the Grand California to pick up their nachos. I was so excited to eat nachos because cheese, but honestly, didn't like them. Kind of a waste. So I gave most of that to my boyfriend. But I did like the macaroons and they were great. I mean, they better be. It was $3 for one tiny macaroon. Once night fell, we walked to California Adventure through the California Grand Hotel, which was completely decked out compared to our hotel. Lights everywhere. A grand Christmas tree in the lobby with a grand grandpa playing a grand piano. I mean, I guess that's why it's called the Grand California. After Radiator Springs and Cars Land and walking all around California Adventure, I got hot cocoa. And then I started spiraling, freaking out because it was already 10 p.m. and every food place was closed. And I was like, oh no, what if I get hungry? Oh God, I am hungry. But everything just closed their doors.
No, I'm gonna starve.
But then I saw a light, the only place that was open past 10 p.m. Tropical Hideaway, and went a little overboard. Lumpia, chicken bun, beef bun, and I for some reason absolutely needed ice cream. And then once I sat down with all of my heaping amounts of food, about to dig into all of it, I heard a tiny voice say, Michelle, drink water. Holy shit. I didn't really drink anything all day, so I drank some water. And then I realized I didn't even want the Dole Whip anymore. I had a few bites and gave it to my boyfriend, who was way too happy that I didn't want any of the food that I originally wanted. And then I started eating and oh my god, I felt nauseous, which signaled to me that I'm obviously not hungry. So instead of forcing myself to eat it, I gave it to Garrett, who was once again way too happy about my sacrifice. And it was about 11:30 when all the little children are in bed. So the line was about 5 minutes less, honestly. We rode that sucker about 5 to 6 times, and I could have done more, but we rode it so much I was getting sick from getting whipped around. It was so much fun, but I didn't want to throw up, so we stopped. The next day, since we rode all of our favorite rides multiple times, I wanted to dedicate it mostly to walking around, looking at little shops, and trying new food. We went on the Rise of the Resistance for the first time, loved it, and then went to Bengal Barbecue and got the beef skewers, 10 out of 10. Indiana Jones, and then to a place called the Harbor Galley for the seafood boil. I usually cannot stand seafood, but I wanted to try something new, and I'm very glad I did. Potatoes, shrimp, sausage, corn, bread, not cornbread, corn and bread. And it was absolutely delicious. I recommend if you like seafood, sausage, corn, and bread and potatoes. And oil, because that shit was drenched. No wonder my fat butt cheeks liked it. And then we headed over to the Golden Horseshoe, where I've never even been inside before, and split the seasonal dish churro funnel cake with gelato while I watched Bob's Burgers. I even met a subscriber who was absolutely adorable. Then we went to a place I've never gone to, Tom Sawyer's Island. It's so much fun, you guys. It's like a hike mixed with a jungle gym, and we just walked all over the place, went into the caves. Each day I was getting about 25 to 30,000 steps. We even came across the One Piece. After all of that, even more food. We went to the Grand California restaurant again and got the lobster quesadilla, which was great, and a cake donut. You can never go wrong with a cake donut. That's why I made a low sugar, low calorie treat version of one. Then later that night, we walked around California Adventure again and tried the award winners, which I didn't love. I feel like I could have made that at home. It started raining, so we went to go watch some shows until the rain let off, and after a few hours, I got a hot cocoa, a muffin, and a macaron to try. And that's literally what happened. One bite, oh my god, it was gross. 0 out of 10. Ew, never getting that again. And after all of that food, I was done. The very next day, I wanted to start my day off right and active, and decided to check out the Paradise Pier gym. Did the elliptical for about an hour and got some weights in. After picking up the babies, and while my boyfriend gave them baths because they were stanky, mostly Yoshi, I started prepping food to make sure I had a healthy day, because sugar is addicting and it's very easy to let that vacation trickle on down to your normal life. And a 2-day trip can turn into a month trip and a lot of poundage on the scale. So what do? We gotta go in with a plan. I made broccoli, which I will roast along with roasted potatoes, while Yoshi sat by the fire like the queen she is, and Butter stayed by my feet just in case I dropped anything. I prepared kale. Y'all, I used to hate kale, but with a little lemon, salt, and pepper, I love it. I have no clue why, but I do. And if there's a vegetable that I find that I like, I am going to stick with it. I make a whole container, leave it in the fridge to get some dark leafy greens for a side dish with my main meal. So my first meal of the day was roasted broccoli and potatoes and tuna on rye bread, reduced fat mayo, 1 slice of bacon, with water of course. After lunch, we prepared a huge pot of chili for dinner. It's perfect for any time, but especially special for during winter. I always like to have a quick meal in the fridge so I can just grab and go when I'm feeling lazy and don't want to cook. This is what I call fast food. I then wanted to prepare a low-calorie pumpkin pie because I like dessert every night. I just make sure to have it low in calories and low in sugar. Recipe is linked below, but I did end up doing my own thing with what I had at my home. And of course, all day I drink water because, like I said, after a binge or just a few days of eating food you don't normally eat, you'll crave, and those cravings will have you reaching for all sorts of food you don't need, especially after you already ate so much. So the chili would be ready by the time dinner came around. So in the meantime, after a few hours from my first meal, I had an egg white omelet, kale, and a half of a turkey hot link. A few hours after that, I had the same meal again. And then of course, to end the day, I had a bowl of chili. Not showing is the kale salad that I made from the kale that was already prepared in the refrigerator. And of course, my slice of pumpkin pie that surprisingly came out very well. And welcome back to my studio. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I have a couple other vlogs set up where I show you guys how I kind of eat intuitively on vacation, and I will link those below. From those videos, I would get like a sprinkled in comment from someone saying, wow, Michelle, I hope that you did about 2 hours of cardio every single day after that to burn off all those calories. Whoa, I hope you did some kind of cleanse to cleanse out all that sugar. Oh my God, I hope you exercised out of all of that. You better have really reduced your calories the week after all that food, which is the exact opposite of what you want to do after a binge. Something that I used to do, which would fuck you up even more. It's called damage control. If you think people who do all of those things or suggest doing all of those things that you are going to outrun or out exercise or somehow cancel out what you just did, you are stupid. Just kidding. Well, I'm not. But let me educate you. You're not going to do that. You don't need to do that. And most likely, unless you're doing a marathon every day, you won't. The reason why I can do those things is because now I have enough strength and enough, not binginess to have that fun food and then go back to my normal routine. If I had that day and then it trickled into a month, your girl gonna get real big. You're gonna see me rolling on into frame and y'all gonna be like, Michelle, little too many hot Cheetos? Yes. So yeah, those comments, I'm just like, wow, they really don't know, because I used to do that all the time. And the thing is you're not gonna outdo what you just did. And second, it's gonna F you up mentally, because then you're gonna have a bad day and you're thinking, well, I can just out exercise this, and you're most likely you're not going to, especially the way that I can eat. So if I would fit that in, and if anyone sees anyone say that in the comment section, you have my full on permission to call them a poopy dumb fart head, okay? You have my permission. I give you my blessing. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video about fat talkers, what I eat in a day videos, what I eat in a day on vacation, and then in my normal life. And if you guys want me to talk about more fat talk videos where I can break down what they eat and then give you examples of how you can change what they eat to a slightly lower calorie meal, I would totally be down for that. One of my clients suggested it. Let me know in the comment section. Rather than me just looking at fat talkers and being like, yeah, you're fat. Why are you eating so much? Yeah, fatty. That's too much food. I just don't think I would add anything all that helpful unless I'm giving you guys some tips on how you can change this meal to be healthier and lower in calories and still fulfill. So let me know if you guys would like that. Thank you so much for accompanying me to Disneyland, and I will see you guys next time.
Our ups and downs, but when there's love, there's always a way. And oh, this time of year, we come